I want to welcome you again to Happy Hour tonight. It's lovely to be with all of you in different time zones, different countries, international, and yeah, including Canada and Costa Rica. It's quite lovely. So for the theme for tonight, what I wanted to offer some reflections for a few minutes, and then our guided meditation is on the theme of contentment. On the theme of contentment, joy and peace arising from contentment. So some of you, when you hear that in the midst of what's happening right now in our world with COVID-19, the thought might arise, what contentment? What are you talking about? And you might be ready to check out. And I'm going to suggest that you don't, for the following reason, that contentment isn't a state that is only accessible where conditions are perfect and ideal, which does happen in life, but rarely, because things change all the time. So there might be a moment where everything is perfect, you're well fed, you feel safe, etc., and there's a sense of contentment, and then conditions change. You get hungry again, thoughts arise, etc., etc. So we know in our personal experience in this human body that conditions change all the time, and trying to grasp, trying to hold on to a sense of contentment that is based on conditions is a fool's errand. And some of us, in moments of less wisdom, we think, okay, when that happens, when this happens, when all these things are lined up, okay, then I'll be happy. Then my life will be perfect. Well, then I'll be content. When I have the right job, when I have the right relationship, when I have the right treatment, vaccine, when there's the correct news, when there's the right thing, then there will be contentment. The invitation I want to have tonight, in a way of actually challenging you, challenging us, challenging all of us, challenging our assumptions in life in this human body, is to turn our minds to an appreciation of a sense of contentment within that is born out of no external conditions. It's a sense of contentment that is not dependent on any factors, any conditions, anything. There is just a sense of deep, deep well-being, and a metaphor I like to use, inspired by the metaphors that the Buddha uses. There's a spring, there's a little spring in our minds, in our hearts, and there's a spring that just bubbles with this sense of contentment, and it can permeate our whole being. So this internal spring is not outside. It doesn't have a water source connected to sources outside, but it's internal. And a lot of times we do not notice that it is there, because we're turning our minds to the challenges, to the difficulties, which is, of course, it's part of being human. We have the negativity bias. The negativity bias being that our minds tend to gravitate towards dwelling, seeing, contemplating, hanging out with what's negative more than what's positive. And understandably, that is a survival tactic that's been handed down through generations of evolution. if our ancestors on the savannah, if they missed a berry, if they missed something positive, they would still live, right? But if they didn't notice the woolly mammoth, they wouldn't live long enough to pass down their genes. So, guess who got to pass down their genes? The ones who were really, really looking out for negative and not necessarily tuned into the positive. So, that's how we are designed. Tuning in towards the negative is just part of being human. So, not to flagellate ourselves. And yet to know that as we are not just um, animals without any will, knowing that we have this negativity bias, we can actually intentionally turn our minds to the goodness that is within, to the goodness that is there. And as we turn our minds to it, actually, it will it will bubble up even more. It's almost like an orchestra. Imagining this um, when the orchestra conductor is conducting, sometimes it goes directly to one particular instrument, or the conductor sometimes does this, or like louder, louder, and that particular instrument becomes louder and sweeter. So as you turn your inner orchestra, your inner conductor of your awareness, as you turn the inner conductor of your awareness to the orchestra that's playing inside, pleasant, unpleasant, happiness, unhappiness, worry, dread, fear, anxiety, contentment. Oh, look, oh, sweet sound, I hear you. Ah, let me hear you a little louder. Ah, and you get to hear it louder because we all have traces of it. We all know what it's like. We've all tasted contentment. Of course we have. It's part of being human. So the felt sense memory of contentment is in us, is within us. So by turning our awareness to it, can actually support it. And you might say, oh, my inner spring of contentment is running really, really dry right now. I'll say, yes, maybe, and yet don't um, don't assume. Trust your inner goodness. Trust your inner wisdom. Trust your inner being much more than the the thought that right away comes up. Don't necessarily believe, and give it a try. Be a scientist of your own mind and give it a try tonight. So, so what I'd like to invite us in the guided meditation tonight. First, we will spend some time with the breath and the body to settle, to to find an anchor, just to really till the soil. And then turning towards recollection, this recollecting of this sense of contentment, and relying on it as a source of goodness, as a source of well-being, um, for supporting us, the way we show up for ourselves and the way we show up for others in this world, in this being. So without further ado, I would like to ask you to get comfortable and get into your meditation posture, noticing what your body needs right now. My body likes to sit cross-legged right now. Okay, here we go. So, and settling into your chair, settling in your cushion. Taking a posture that's really comfortable for you and can sustain you sitting for about half hour of this guided meditation to come. First landing and asking what your body needs right now. Landing, feeling the sensations of contact. Feeling this body seated and breathing. Feeling the breath moving through the body. As if the waves of the ocean moving in, moving out. And with all the movement of the breath, feeling as if your body is being massaged internally by the movement of the breath. And you don't need to be breathing deeply. Let the breath be whatever it is, natural. That actually works best for this practice. And just receiving the breath. Receiving the breath in your abdomen. The breath massaging your abdomen and relaxing you. Receiving the breath, the movement of the breath in your chest. As if your chest is being massaged by the life-giving breath. Receiving the breath in your lower abdomen, your sit bones. Feeling your sit bones massaged, softened, letting go of any tension. Receiving the breath in your upper legs and your lower legs and your feet. Feeling the movement, the massage. More like a koan, more like a something to be dropped in into your legs and feet. This contemplation of the breath massaging your legs and feet. With each out breath, relaxing and softening some more. Receiving the breath, the movement of the breath in your arms, upper arms, lower arms, and hands. Receiving the breath in your shoulders, in your neck. Softening, relaxing the breath, giving you an inner massage with its movement. Letting your body offer up any tension, holding. Receiving the breath in your face. Softening, massaging your face, the muscles of your face. Receiving the breath in your head, as if the movement of the breath was relaxing, is relaxing the thinking muscle, softening. Saying, now, dear, now, relax. You don't have to work so hard. You don't have to think so hard. Receiving the breath now with your whole body, every cell of your body. Receiving, relaxing, and receiving how the breath can feel embodied, not just the idea of the breath, but moving, touching every cell, relaxing. And if there are any parts of your body where there is more tension that has crept in, be your own guide and give that area more attention, more life-giving breath. Seeing which parts of your body need more attention. This breath moving, soothing, calming, the inner massage. Notice if there may be a little more sense of contentment right now. In your body, in your heart, in your mind. Through this practice of sitting, receiving the breath, relaxing, softening. Sense of ease. Maybe your body is feeling softer. Maybe your body is purring or buzzing in some locations as if you have just received a real massage. Or maybe just a subtle sense of quiet. As you continue to receive the breath, you're not going to let go of the breath and the body. Allowing the breath to continue to soothe and move like the waves, the ocean massaging. And also let this acknowledgement of a little more contentment in the body. Maybe your body is just a little more relaxed, not as tight. Maybe your mind has settled and you feel a little more heavy and sleepy, which could be a way that contentment is experienced for you right now. See if you can recognize just a little more contentment and let it be in the background. Not to go looking for it too hard, but just, oh yeah, my body does feel a little more relaxed. Look at that. And continuing to breathe with it. Maybe the sense of contentment can also be embodied, maybe as you breathe with the contentment, however little there might be. Maybe you feel more calming, settling in your belly, in your chest, in your hands, your head, your feet, your whole body. See if you can breathe into this sense of contentment. And if you're searching and searching physically, gosh, where is this contentment in my body? Don't worry about it. Keep breathing into your belly, your abdomen, calming, soothing. And let there be a whole body feeling. You cannot be doing this practice wrong. As long as you allow and accept whatever is arising. It's like this in this moment. And if you can have ease and acceptance with whatever is arising in this moment, even if it's the thought, I can't do this right. If you can just accept that, smile at the thought, not believe it. There can be a sense of contentment with that. Start wherever you are. Just a teeny weeny little amount, as much as the tip of a needle of contentment and acceptance and ease is enough. Breathe with that. And now I'd like to invite you, if you like, to try something on with me. You're welcome to stay with the breathing in, the embodiment, but if you wish, I'd like to invite you is to appreciate yourself in this moment, for being a part of this practice period in this moment. Even if your mind has been sleepy, your body, even if it's been distracted and it's gone a million directions, you are here right now. You're hanging out, you're sticking it through. And let that feeling of appreciation, and in fact, I'm going to invite you, if you would please put a hand, a palm on your heart center, the center of your chest. Not your heart, which is on the left side, but the proverbial heart center, center of the chest. And just connect with yourself. Really connect with this being that is you in this moment. Appreciating this being that, given all the causes and conditions, all the demands of the day, that right now, this being that is you is aligning themselves with their intention for practice, for goodness. Thank you, me. Thank you. It's not always easy, I know. And I appreciate that it's not always easy. And yet here you are. Thank you for trying. Without attachment to outcome. As if you were bowing to yourself. This part of you that seeks beauty, seeks wisdom, seeks truth. Seeks grace, integrity, and doing their best in this moment. Just for a small, brief moment in time. Sense of appreciation and recognition. Seeing yourself in the mirror of your heart. And allowing this to arise allowing this recognition to be the point from which contentment can arise. Breathing into your heart center, sense of recognition, appreciation, giving birth to contentment. For just one split second is enough. Contentment with your intention, not with the results. And noticing that you don't need anyone's permission. You don't need any other conditions in your life right now. Nothing is needed right now for there to be recognition of yourself, your intention, and a sense of easing into it, relaxing into it. Allowing satisfaction, contentment to arise. In the last moments, I like to drop in a reflection, a koan, and let it be dropped into your heart, into your body, not your head. It's not for you to think about and try to figure out. It's allowing it to resonate, if it does, and if not, just let it go. From a particular perspective, from an awakened perspective, nothing more, nothing less is needed in this moment right now. It is as perfect as it could possibly be. Nothing more, nothing less is needed to rest with contentment. Hmm. Welcome back. If you like, it would be lovely to perhaps hear a word or see a word. If you like to type it in chat, I will read it out loud. What word is coming up for you right now? How are you feeling right now? What is your experience right now in this moment, if you like to share? Warm and peaceful. Feel held. Hmm. Flow. Equanimous. Unity. Realization. Softly. Peace. Quietness. Breathing room. Stability. Calm and quiet. Weight lifted. Belonging. Lovely. Thank you for adding your words. I guess the word I will add is happiness. I'm feeling happy in this moment. And expansive. 2 words. So, so it would be lovely for those of you who would like to stay and share a few words in small groups connecting at this time. Oh, we have some more um, offerings on YouTube. YouTube is a few minutes delayed. Thankfully from Germany. In the middle of the night. Oh, that's sweet. It's in the middle of the night in Germany. So yeah, YouTube is a little delayed. So the reflections are coming a little delayed now. So for those of you who like to engage in in the practice of speaking from this space, whatever the space is that you're in right now, and also receiving deep listening without interrupting, without giving your opinion, but just deep listening for a moment or two, minute, a couple of minutes. I'll time you to another being and see what it feels like to have that kind of a relationship, that way of holding, listening with kindness and speaking with kindness. Which is very different from other Zoom meetings. This can be very special in this format. Many people who hang out stay for this part of the practice period of happy hour say how transformative and how heart opening it might be. It has been for them. So if you like to check it out and yeah, challenge yourself and see what it's like, please stay. And if you decide tonight is not the night for you to be connecting with other people in this format for the few minutes, then it's understandable. And this is the time to bow out. It's perfectly okay. It's best to do that before I make the Zoom rooms. So I will create the Zoom rooms now. Welcome back, everyone. Yeah, nice to see you. So, would love to hear if there are any reflections from the first part of the practice tonight, the guided meditation, or from the practice and community, the listening and speaking mindfully. You're welcome to unmute yourself if you wanted to do that, or raise your hand. I can do that, or type something. So many ways to communicate. It would be lovely to hear from you. Also, questions are welcome. Questions, complaints, it didn't work at all, whatever you like to bring up.
I found it helpful to, that emphasis on contentment. I noticed the negativity bias very strongly in my mind, so that shift was very supportive in the guided meditation, and in the communication, it was good. I got to connect with an old friend, so it's nice to have that medium to reconnect. So
Sweet. Thank you, John. Lovely to hear that. And I also really appreciate you talking about how the topic tonight, contentment, and the emphasis on contentment, you really notice the negativity bias that it's not just you, John. We all have it as human beings. So this is really relevant for everyone. So thanks for sharing what, and also connecting in this medium with a good friend, good old friend. Yay. Love that. Love hearing that. Thank you. Any other reflections, please?
Hey, yeah, no, I hadn't noticed how much, or hadn't caught myself. It's funny how easy it is not to catch yourself when you start building up the pressure and the anxiety and the tension throughout the day and losing your awareness of it. So when I finally came in here and just hearing you in the background, just like really dropped, just settled that with the breathing and just kind of like waking up with a fresh set of eyes, like whoa, pump the brakes. What was going on? And yeah, likewise, it was great to connect with a friend and that I hadn't talked to in a long time. And yeah, I just really appreciate you and Diana holding these once a day in the week. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Lovely to hear how supportive it's been for you tonight and various nights you've been coming. Great. Makes me very glad.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other reflections? Also, maybe I have one question for you. I wonder whether, at the end, I had an invitation to drop in this koan that nothing needs to be any different right now for there to be a sense of contentment from a particular perspective of the enlightened mind. Everything is as perfect as it could possibly be in this moment. Just curious if that shifted even for a second anyone's perspective. If you'd like to comment on that.
It may sound a bit strange, Nikki, but I've probably only had that feeling maybe 4 times in my life, including tonight. And once was when my oldest was born 21 years ago. The other one was when my mom died, and tonight. So you found a way to, I think, get a lot of us into a very contented spot. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you, Gita. I'm getting goosebumps hearing you share
too,
that.
Actually. So it's a real sense of community and support. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. What a big gift you just gave me. Thank you. It's lovely to hear the sense of connection we have through this medium, this virtual thing that we can still practice together.
It's also the last thing I would have expected to come out of the sitting tonight. I almost didn't join because I had a bread in the oven.
Now you have two. Metaphorically speaking.
Yes. Very. Very.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, Gita. Thank you so much for sharing that. Well, that is just an uplifting, tremendous, beautiful note of connection and practice, and the strength of this medium. so many beautiful things can come out of something that is really, really hard and challenging, which is COVID-19.
Mm.
So these remote practice sessions being one of them. So thank you all. 7:02, time to stop. Thank you so much for showing up tonight, bringing your whole self and practicing together. I loved practicing with you. I feel happier. I feel more content. Yay. So may the goodness of our practice support us. Support us in contentment, in happiness. And may our contentment and happiness and goodness support all beings everywhere. Thank you. Wonderful to see you all. Yay. Take care. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.